hey, while they play Game of Thrones, what's going on? I've had a hell of a nap, so I'm a little off right now. We got a busy show. Let's go over the top rank on ESPN. Pull up the weigh-in for Shakur Stevenson. Oscar Valdez, excuse me. He is the A side in this fight. Oscar Valdez versus Shakur Stevenson.
Hold on a minute. We are here.
And we're going to talk about this weigh-in and recap it later on. But we got to go to the live show first. I do admit, when I see stuff like this atmosphere, it does have me like really want to get back to fights. By the way, we got my colleague Donnell. He's credentialed at the fight. He's out there right now. I think this is him right here in the white hoodie.
Serrano, if you can.
So here, let's pause right here. So Fight View 360 is in New York for Taylor versus Serrano. One day, I know people have been asking me when I'm going to get back to a fight. I really have no real interest in it, you know. But however, you know, I will be going to a fight sometime this summer. I'm not sure what though. I had planned on going to this, but then nah, you know. So my homie Donnell is out there covering the fight for us for Fight View 360. I was planning on going to Tank versus Rolly, but now I have an excuse not to go to Tank versus Rolly. Did you see that undercard? Ew. They got Gary Spike Sullivan fighting Iris Lindy Lara, y'all. And they're charging us $80 for that shit. These, listen, excuse my language, but these niggas is out of control. They are out of control over there, bro. PBC, it's like they giveth and they taketh away. Like, bro, like y'all give us some fire, like Spence versus Ugas. However, they did have 3 old geezers on the card getting beat up. Fucking Jose Zito Lopez, he's a geezer now, even though I was giving him all kind of big ups leading into the fight. He's one of my favorite fighters, you know. Old geezer Francisco Vargas got beat up, you know, and then fucking old geezer Gamboa. You know, they just keep wheeling him out. You know, he's not done yet either. They're going to wheel him out for somebody else. It's going to be somebody like Michelle Rivera or some shit like that. Anyway, we got a busy show. We got some weigh-ins here. Ooh, they're live already. But yeah, bro, wait till you see my video on Lara versus
Our next bout scheduled for 4 rounds in the lightweight
Spike O'Sullivan.
Please welcome from Buenos Aires, Argentina, Luciano Ramos.
This is live, by the way.
And his opponent from Cleveland, Ohio,
Look, they brought the pants back. Remember I told you about the top ranked pants? Top ranked girl pants? They brought them back. Somebody heard my cries. My voice is being heard. But yeah, oh man, that undercard, ew. They're out of control over there, bro. We couldn't get anybody to Valdez Stevenson. I am due for another adventure. I haven't had an adventure in a while. Remember my infamous Vegas adventure? My New York adventure where I got trapped in New York overnight. Remember that shit? I'm talking about I got trapped in Manhattan overnight. And you know how you watch like the movies and shit, like Home Alone 2, and you think like New York is this magical ass place at nighttime? No, wrong. 6'7" trannies lurking the streets, like harassing you. You got butt ass naked people pushing shopping carts. Times Square is some shit, man. It's some shit. Like after midnight, yo, I've never seen such degeneracy, if that's a word, in my life. I never want to go back to New York. And I got the super flu in New York. I went to New York for what? I was supposed to be at Cotto versus Saddam Ali. I was credentialed and everything. Never been to a Cotto fight in my life. Why did I get sick? Like super flu sick and in the hospital after I left the weigh-in? Miguel, you in here? I was with DJ Notion. And then 3 months later, I was in a coma. So New York is a scary ass place, bro. And if you notice, if it's ever like an alien attack or like some shit go down, like Godzilla, some shit, it's always New York. Nah, dog. No way. No way. No way. Anyway, you can't be talking shit on the scale and you just had to get butt ass naked and you got a towel wrapped around you. You know, come on, man.
Next bout scheduled for 6 rounds in the middleweight division. Please welcome from Augusta, Georgia.
But yeah, we're gonna talk about everything. This is live, so we're gonna go over everything. We got a lot of boxing news today, so I'm guessing we're probably gonna be here about 90 minutes or so, because we got to do this way. And this is live, Valdez Stevenson. And then after we finish this, we're gonna go back and recap Katie Taylor versus Serrano, because I was asleep. You know, I went to some hole in the wall bar last night with my lady. And T Street, I drink about once a month or so. And before, I used to be able to drink my ass off. Now, 3 beers and a shot, I'm done. I'm done. Let me tell you what I had. I had 3 IPAs and 2 double Patron chilled. And that shit put me down. I'm down. Like, I was down all day. Just can't do it no more. T Street old as shit now, man. Damn near 40. What up, Vato? How you Vato's doing? Haven't ate anything. I got this fucking granola bar. Fuck this joint up. And yeah, we're gonna talk some boxing. By the way, I got a busy day tomorrow, you know, so I'm gonna be on my shit. I'm covering both of these cards back to back. Taylor Serrano, and then of course Valdez Stevenson.
From Augusta, Georgia, Anthony Hanna. From Alexandria, Virginia.
Nah, I don't do edibles. I've had edibles. I'm not into that. I got my Pax 3 here. This is my tool. I can't smoke because, you know, my lungs. And when you vape, you save so much more. Like, you save so much more money. Like, fill it up once a day. I'm good. And I only do sativas and hybrid sativa dominance. I don't like to be couch stuck in, you know, all that.
Our next bout scheduled for 8 rounds in the junior lightweight division. Please welcome from Dallas, Texas.
But I gotta be honest. Getting my medical marijuana card was the best decision I ever made in my life. And I didn't have to. It's a funny story how I got it. I kept getting accused of being a pothead. So my lawyer was like, why don't you get your medical marijuana card? I didn't smoke at all because I had lung issues. And then when I got my medical marijuana card, I was like, you know what? I can do it legally. So now you wouldn't understand how much marijuana I have in my house. It's crazy. Only a few $100s, but if you know, you know. It's not really a lot, but it's a lot. You think like, damn. I did shrooms back in 2009. Yeah, that's what happened. I didn't smoke or do no weed at all. So he told me to get my medical marijuana card, and then that's when I went into the dispensary, and I felt like nervous. I'm like, so I can buy this and walk out of here like with it? Like, but that goes to show you how lying can backfire on you.
Our next bout scheduled for 8 rounds in the lightweight division. Please welcome from New Orleans, Louisiana.
No, weed is not legal in Philly unless you have a card. I have a card.
And his opponent from Fontana, California.
I was diagnosed with a post-traumatic stress disorder about 4 or so years back, and I got real bad social anxiety. And it's funny because I used to be a bartender. I was a popular bartender in the city. But now I can't imagine me doing that job today. And that's one of the reasons why you don't really see me at fights like that. Because I'm not all into the crowds. I'm not as reclusive as I used to be. It was that sometimes I wouldn't leave the house unless it was nighttime or maybe like 1 day a week. And I used to really avoid people. So it was tough going from being in a reclusive lifestyle to going to an event where it's fucking 30,000 people, 10, 15, 30,000 people. And you're ringside in a boxing event. So I'll be, you know, like people like, hey, T Street. And I'm like, ah, shit. Like, don't walk up on me, bro. You know? But, you know? But no, it's not as bad as it you know, it used to be. Nowhere near. And then, yeah, I was in a coma for a month, bro. Like, that shit was the worst. Not a month. It was like 23 days, something like that. Like, imagine, right? You in a coma. It's hard to imagine. You're in a coma, but you're in like some, the best way I can describe it, it's going to sound kind of like a movie, but I was in another world. Like, so I'm alive in my coma, in my subconscious, but my body was stuck in a hospital. I knew something was wrong because I kept transitioning to different places. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm not like home. Like, it was weird story. I'm gonna tell the whole thing one day. Weird story. But yeah, when you in a coma, you kind of like, that shit about seeing the light and shit and hearing people's voices, that shit is real.
For about 5 to 10 minutes, get set to go live on ESPN with Max on Boxing. We will be weighing in the 3 remaining fights, which will take place at 7 p.m. Pacific.
Okay, so we gotta, all right, we got some time to talk.
5-10 minute break before we go live on ESPN. Thank you.
So look, I guess since we got some time, hey, let me mute this. I guess since we have some time, hold on. Since we have some time, let's go back and recap the Katie Taylor, Amanda Serrano weigh-in. The main undercard, the main card weigh-in for Top Rank on ESPN is going to start in about 10 minutes. And we're going to be watching that. But in the meantime, let's talk about the Undisputed fight. Here, let me rewind it back for you. This was earlier today at 1 p.m. Eastern. And this Irish turnout is something else. They even got Becky. Check this out. Let's go watch this. I haven't seen it yet. Like in full, only seen clips. Oh, they got some big time shit going on here over in New York. All right, let's go.
Champion, the EST of the WWE, Bianca Belair. And now to help introduce Team Taylor, here is the 6-time WWE champion from Dublin, Ireland, Becky Lynch.
All right, Madison Square Garden, what's up? Now, I'm gonna need all of y'all.
I had a full respiratory failure. And I had to have like a breathing tube and all kind of procedures and shit. So I was about less than a minute from being brain dead. Crazy. Crazy shit.
Being the WWE Raw Women's Champion, I am also the EST of WWE, meaning I am the strongest, the fastest, the roughest, the toughest, the quickest, the greatest, the best superstar in the world. Now, I was backstage talking with Amanda Serrano, and she told me that she's going to pull a Belair tomorrow night, meaning she's going to snatch all those belts from the champ, kind of like what I did to Becky Lynch at WrestleMania. Now,
hold on, let me tell you guys what's going on. The Stevenson versus Valdez weigh-in is going to be happening. They did a pause, so they're starting at the top of the hour because it's going to be a part of the Max on Boxing broadcast. So in the meantime, I haven't seen this. I was asleep. So now we're recapping the Serrano Taylor weigh-in until the Valdez Stevenson weigh-in starts. So it's going to be starting like in probably like 5-6 minutes. So in the meantime, I haven't seen it. Like, chill out.
as a proud member of Team Serrano, with all further...
By the way, take your time out, like the video. We're not doing this for our health. We're going to be here tomorrow covering these fights. I'm going to be covering both cards. I have 6 post-fight videos on the docket that I'm going to be covering, unless Austin Ammo Williams and Cordell Booker turns into like something worth covering. Then it'll be 7 fights I'll be covering between both cards. And then we'll be going live after Valdez Stevenson, for post-fight coverage. So going to be a busy day. And also, I want to talk about Iris Lindy Law versus Gary Spike O'Sullivan. That was announced today. Yes, you heard me right. As the chief support or co-feature, whatever you want to call it, to Tank Davis versus Rolly Romero. And can you believe, before we get back to the weigh-ins, can you believe that next week it's here? Next week is Canelo versus Bivol. Next week is Canelo versus, I'm hyped. Did you see the smile coming from? Next week is Canelo versus Bivol. And then the week after that, Charlo Castaño. 2 lovely, lovely times in boxing. Hey, take your time out and like the video. I'm not doing this for my health, man. I'm not doing this for my health.
I need y'all to get up on y'all feet. Come on now, get up on your feet. For the former unified featherweight champion, the only woman to win titles in 7 weight classes, the fighting pride of Puerto Rico. Come on, give it up, give it up, give it up for Amanda, the real deal Serrano.
How come something's telling me in my gut feeling that I would get copyrighted for that music right there? It'd be the littlest shit. Let me tell you, T Street is always dealing with some copyright shit every week. Someone's always trying to shut me down. You know, I've been shut down like 6 times already. You know, I was doing these press conferences like years and years and years ago before anyone was doing them, to the point where I was like, you know what? Like, why go to the event? You know, I can just cover this shit from home. All right, let's go.
It all goes down here tomorrow night, Madison Square Garden. Serrano versus Taylor for all the belts. Now, I know a thing or two about fighting in New York City for all the belts. I also know a thing or two about fighting in that big room next door in front of thousands upon thousands of fans. And I know you people will have this place rocking. Where are my Irish fans at?
If you don't know, I'm half black, half Irish, and half Chicano Mexican.
No.
I found it on my ancestry.com.
Now you all know why I'm here. I am here because of the best Irish boxer to ever step in between those ropes. And I am proud. I am so proud to be head of Team Taylor. No. Hey. Ole. Look, Conor McGregor said.
Yeah, I got Irish in my blood and Mexican too.
And we are taking over, baby, because you will never be the fighting Irish, and you will never be the history-making, game-changing, record-breaking winner of the 2012 Olympic gold medal winner, the woman who has won gold medals all over the world, the reigning, defended, undisputed.
They need to hurry up because the main weigh-in is about to start.
Champion of the world, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together from Bray, County Wicklow, Ireland, the Bray Bomber, Katie Taylor.
That classical shit, definitely a copyright right there. Oh no, that's live. All right, we can do that. Oh, this shit lit. Okay. All right. My people always know how to get down, though. This is some epic shit. Now I wish I would have went. Damn. Yeah, hell yeah. I like this joint. That's the weigh-in up at the top. We're waiting for this to start. Ew, my shit fast now. I rebuilt my PC over the last couple of months. So we got this studio quality shit here, right here.
record of 42 wins, 1 defeat, 1 draw, and 30 big wins coming by way of knockout. In 2011, she won her first world title and has now gone on to become the Guinness Book of World Records setting 9-time 7-division world champion. Ella nació en Carolina, Puerto Rico, and raised in the beautiful borough of Brooklyn, New York. Here is the talented and accomplished women's boxing southpaw sensation, the reigning and unified featherweight champion of the world, la gran campeón puertorriqueña, Amanda, the real deal, Serrano. 133.6 for Amanda, the real deal Serrano. 133.6. And her opponent now making her way to the scale. She is the defending undisputed world champion. As an amateur, she won 5 consecutive world championship gold medals, 6 European gold medals, 5 European Union gold medals, and in 2012 in London, she captured Olympic gold. Now, as a professional, her record stands perfect. 20 fights, 20 victories, 6 of them coming by way of knockout. Fighting out of Bray, County Wicklow, Ireland, here is the acclaimed, the celebrated, and the game-changing 2-division and reigning, defending, undefeated and undisputed lightweight champion of the world, Katie Taylor! 134.6, 134.6 for Katie Taylor, 134.6.
Isn't that the river dance music? Remember Lord of the Dance? Like the tap dancing? I forgot what they call it. I always wanted to do that. This makes me want to frolic through a Irish countryside meadow, collecting fucking stones and shit.
For the undisputed lightweight championship of the world, Matchroom Boxing, most valuable promotion, live on DAZN from Madison Square Garden.
That atmosphere is something else. We're gonna have to come back to this though and head over to the hold on. We're gonna have to come back to this and head over to the top ranked ESPN weigh-in. I'm interested in his fight. So look. All right. So look. This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna listen to the. We're gonna go back to recap that. After this weigh-in right here, because this one is live. So after this weigh-in is over, we're gonna go recap the Katie Taylor weigh-in. And what I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna pull up, because basically they're airing this right now. If you don't want to watch it here, you can turn to ESPN 2, and this is on Max on Boxing. So they combined this weigh-in with Max on Boxing. So I'm guessing that the fighters are going to talk to Max after. Here, I'll show you real quick, because they're about to go on another break. They're about to go on another break. So before, what I'm about to do, I had to rebuild my whole PC over the last like month or so. I had to rebuild my computer, and before I wasn't able to. So for example, they're about to go on break. So now I'm able to do this. I wasn't able to do it before. Where we at? Boxing streaming, ESPN Plus. I wasn't able to open up. My computer was shut down. So hopefully it doesn't now. So I upgraded some things and we should be cool. All right, so where's it at? Live now. Max Unboxing. Where we at? But yeah, why does it ask me to sign up? Am I not signed in? Don't make me have to sign in again. Well, anyway, I can open up Max Unboxing. I'm going to do that in the background. But in the meantime, let's go back and check out the rest of this since they're on break here, as you can see. Let's go check out the rest of this weigh-in and listen to these interviews. By the way, please take your time out, like the video, subscribe. So once again, what's going on is this is live, what you're seeing on the screen now, it's live. But because they're airing it on Max Unboxing, it's a commercial break on ESPN2 right now. That's why you're seeing this. So in the meantime, this happened earlier today, about 4 hours or so ago. We are in New York. My colleague, Donnell, is at the event. He's, going to be ringside tomorrow night. And we're going to be having content from the event.
We are here. We are here.
But seriously, though, that atmosphere is something fucking else.
Hello. All right. What an environment this is, Amanda.
I'm covering 3 fights on this card, unless something happens with Emma Williams, Cordell Booker.
But you see now that it really is gonna be.
It might be 4.
And they say women can't sell. Are they out there, man? You have 2 of the best pound for pound going at it, making history at the Garden. Boricuas and Irish. Who can ask for any more? I can feel the just love and the support. You guys are the true winners come tomorrow night. You guys wanted this fight. You guys kept asking for this fight, so here you go. Enjoy tomorrow night.
What's the one thing you have to do in this fight?
It's a little over the top, but I love it.
Just be vintage Amanda Serrano.
All right. And what is your message to your fans who are here tonight and that will be
You know what? I need to check my ancestry to see if I got a little bit of Puerto Rican up in me. I bet it's some up in there.
Los quiero muchos en este nosotros para ustedes. This is for all of us Boricuas. Hasta la muerte, baby.
And now let's bring in her promoter, Jake Paul. Jake, what was it about this fighter in particular that you got behind?
Look, I don't have anything to say about that. What I do have to say for the Irish is I feel bad for y'all because this is the start of Katie Taylor's losing streak, just like Conor McGregor. This is the start of her losing streak, just like Conor McGregor. Here's your microphone.
All right, there you have it. One more time, Amanda Serrano, everybody. And now we bring in the one and only Katie Taylor. Katie, you've been in some big fights before. How does this one feel compared to those?
Well, there's definitely something different about this fight, being involved in the biggest fight in female boxing history. It's great to see so many fans here. Thank you so much to all the Irish who traveled over. I'm so grateful.
I know you're not comfortable doing the interviews and the media. You've done it all week now.
Yeah, he definitely just sent them to hell.
How do you feel?
I feel great. I'm ready to step in there. I'm ready to hear those words. I'm still world champion. I'm still world champion.
All right, Miss Katie Taylor. Good luck to you. Eddie, Joe Markowski said this feels like a Canelo fight. That's the kind of environment and atmosphere that you guys have created for this night. How much does this mean to you personally to be able to pull this off at this level?
Well, look, we're making history as the biggest female fight of all time, but better than that. Forget women's boxing, men's boxing. This is one of the greatest fights of all time between 2 of the greatest to ever lace them up. So we couldn't have done it without the support of everybody.
Katie always sounds like she's out of breath, yo. That's why she didn't win 3-minute rounds.
you are going to get
That was a
night at
joke.
Madison Square Garden you will never forget. And it's been jovial, and we respect Team Serrano, but tomorrow night you're going to see why Katie Taylor is the best female fighter of all time. And I tell you, there's nothing like the Irish, and you never beat the Irish. Katie Taylor is going to absolutely put on a beautiful performance tomorrow night, and you will hear the words.
Here is a fact. I have interviewed Katie Taylor 3 times in 3 different places. Can you believe that? It's crazy, right?
And Claudia, what an environment, guys.
3 different times in 3 different cities.
Well, Todd, I'll tell you what, between the tamboras and the Irish rock violins,
I like the way you said tamboras.
they go really nice in
There you go,
unison.
the Silver Fox. Claudia Trejos. Lord have mercy.
We've seen many fights. We've been there, but
Here we are.
and tonight is one of those
Now
nights
to the
that
big
I
time.
think
Now to the big time.
This is boxing. This is Top Rank. Presented by Hall of Fame boxing promoter Mr. Bob Arum. Sponsored by Boost Mobile, Power is Money, and Top Gun Maverick. Starring Tom Cruise, only in theaters May 27th. It's scheduled for 12 rounds for the WBO, WBC, Ring Magazine Junior Lightweight Championships of the World. Here he is, presented in association with Antonio Leonard Promotions, the 2016 Olympic silver medalist, the 2-weight world champion, the reigning defending WBO champion of the world, representing Brick City, Newark, New Jersey, Shakur Stevenson.
What happened there? Did this motherfucker whip? Up. There you go. Yeah, something ain't seem right. My man gonna have to get a haircut. I like that. Why don't more promoters use that? You know, that's so professional.
130.
Okay, all right, he made the weight.
130 for the WBO.
That was a little scary. He made the weight.
130.
All right.
He is the 2-weight world champion. He is the reigning defending WBC champion of the world.
Donut, what the hell is wrong with you? Jesus.
Mexico, Oscar
Fucking degenerates.
Valdez.
129.6.
129.6 for Valdez. 129.6.
So I'm gonna have to sign into ESPN Plus so we can watch the weigh-in interviews, post weigh-in interviews from Stevenson and Valdez. And if you want to see them individually, this is on ESPN2 right now live. So this weigh-in is a part of the episode of Max on Boxing. Well, even though he's fairly new to the 130-pound division, he's already been talking about moving up to 135. I think he'll settle in at 147 one day as he gets older. But first, he got to make it through tomorrow night. I'm not confident because he hasn't really, I mean, yeah, Herring, okay, all right. No disrespect to Jamel Herring, but, I never really rated him as like a highly special talent. In my opinion, Valdez has a much better chance. I'm pretty sure there is a VADA testing, but I don't know for sure. And especially for Valdez, he's probably getting tested more than anybody. That phentamine T. Shakur was 24. So this is what we're going to do. Let me sign in to Max on Boxing on ESPN Plus, and then we should be able to get the interviews. I'm gonna wait for
Anticipation for an outstanding fight. Two outstanding fighters, and they're both ladies.
You had the Tamboras, you had Bianca Belair. For Amanda Serrano, you had Becky Lynch, and the Irish rock violence of Farah bringing out Katie Taylor, and 1 pound difference between the two fighters. Does that tell you anything leading into tomorrow?
No, that tells me that they're definitely professionals. The two professionals.
It's safe to say that Amanda's the favorite. Let's go look at some resumes. We'll wait for Stevenson. We'll do his later. We'll wait for the post-fight interviews to talk about them. Let's see. Let's go look at some resumes. And we also have to check out the other weigh-ins on the undercard, which we're going to do right now, actually, after we talk about this. Now, my personal opinion, and we're going to look at them, Katie Taylor has the better resume. 20-0 with 6 KOs, 35 years old. She's considered more of a brawler than a boxer. You know, multiple fights where they're trying to get her to box, but she just likes to be right there in your face. 2-division world champion. Remember, she tested the waters at 140 against, where's she at? Right here. Christina Leonardo. I don't know. I always butcher her name, her last name. Something about this, I can't even sound it out. Leonardo. I can't sound it out. But anyway, quality opponents we're going to talk about. Natasha Jonas, who's right now a champion at 154 pounds. Marion Gutierrez, she beat her when she was undefeated, but Amanda Serrano fought her in her last fight, and she beat her worse. Fucked her face all up. Delphine Purcell, in those two fights, arguably Katie Taylor lost the first one. But nonetheless, 2 quality fights. And then, of course, the 140-pound champion. And she's got a high-quality win over who? Who did she beat? She beat somebody of note. She lost to Purcell. Bumgarner. Rose Vellante, I was at this fight. This was in Philly. Eva Wallstrom, she's been beating her up since the amateurs. You know, Cindy Serrano just didn't seem like she wanted to be there, and Jessica McCaskill. So overall, you can say, you know, that looking at, you know, Amanda's resume, 42-1-1, 30 KOs, you can say that, you know, she has the better resume. Yes, Amanda Serrano is a 7-division world champion between 115 pounds, which she fought about 3 years ago, right? 115, and she's fought as high as 140. She's never touched 147. And I think she could possibly one day. And you would think that would probably be the way to go, that if she beats Katie Taylor, she would be targeting a fight with Jessica McCaskill, who I believe is in New York as well. Jessica McCaskill, undisputed at 147 pounds after the beating Cecilia Brakus twice. She's got a fight coming up. So right now, between these divisions, between 130 and 147, you got a lot of quality names in there. And you know how with the women, they can jump up and down. Okay, so we have Valdez and Shakur Stevenson on Max on Boxing right now. Let me sign in real quick so we can listen to them. I'm going to turn my TV up in the background. Maybe you can hear it. Nah, I'm not going to do it that way. Hold on. Let me sign in to ESPN Plus so we can get that up. All right. So you got fighters like, let's say, for example, just off the top of my head, Alicia Bumgarner, Terry Harper, Michaela Mayer, obviously Jessica McCaskill, Natasha Jonas, of course, Taylor Serrano. What names am I missing between 130 and 135? I'm talking about like quality ones. Choi, who's supposed to be fighting Bumgarner sometime this summer. And these are all some big-time women's boxing event. For example, at 130, the fight that they have to make there before they do anything is obviously Bumgarner versus Michaela Mayer. But then you can have that winner move up to fight the winner of Taylor Serrano. At 140 is kind of a little messy right now, but then you have McCaskill at 147 pounds. And all those women can pretty much round robin each other. And, you know, and with the way we see what's going on with women's boxing, they will fight each other. But we're going to take a look at the undercard in a minute. I'm going to have to edit this video all up. So if you want to see basically my recap and preview for Taylor Serrano and Valdez Stevenson, I'm going to be chopping, you know, everything all up and editing and, you know, and put it out in 2 individual videos after I'm done with this. So here's the undercard. And let's wrap this up before we go listen to the Stevenson. I'm watching them on the TV right now. Jessie Vargas versus Liam Smith. Let me pull that weigh-in up. Was it some fisticuffs there? I heard it was some shit that went down. So once again, let's wrap up Taylor Serrano, and then we're going to get back to Valdez Stevenson. Now, this Jessie Vargas Liam Smith fight, this is a significant fight. Not significant, it's a good fight. And pretty much kind of a retirement fight or journeyman status fight for whoever loses. You know, whoever loses is going to have a long road ahead. Hey, wait, let me see if they interviewed him before or after the weigh-in. Here we are. All right. So let me pull up their resumes. And then we're going to talk about Elin Cederroos and Franchon Dezurn, also another fight that I'm talking about.
England, here is the third of the 4 fighting Smith.
Take your time out. Take your time out. Like the video, subscribe. I'm T-Street Controversy with Fight View 360. This is the co-feature chief support to Taylor Serrano tomorrow. This fight has been 2 years in the making, postponed multiple times, and now here we are.
And his opponent now making his way to the stage. His professional record, 29 victories, 3 defeats, 2 draws. He has 11 wins coming by way of knockout. Here is the 2-division former world champion fighting out of Las Vegas, Nevada, and the former WBA and IBO super lightweight world champion, and the former WBO welterweight champion of the world, the pride of Las Vegas.
I think Jessie Vargas is going to get beat up. Liam Smith is real. He's battle tested.
Vargas.
And he should be overall the bigger fighter. I don't think that Vargas should be at 154 pounds. When I first heard about it, you know, his move to 154 about 4 or 5 years ago, about 4 years ago, I was like, what is he doing? Same.
Even, 154 pounds even for Liam "Beefy" Smith.
Is this supposed to be some type of final eliminator? What's going on with Kurbanov? Remember, we were supposed to see Teixeira versus Kurbanov in Russia. Kurbanov got a controversial win over Liam Smith. Currently, the mandatory is Tim Tszyu, WBO #1 ranked. Here's a blast from the past. Jessie Vargas headlined a pay-per-view with Manny Pacquiao.
In 1 pound lighter than Liam Smith. Smith coming in at 154. Vargas at 153. We're going to hear from both fighters in a matter of moments.
What do you mean, Bobby? We're covering both weigh-ins. Wake up.
We get ready to go for a crossroads fight at 154 pounds.
We're covering both weigh-ins. And if you want to see the Shakur weigh-in, you got to rewind back. They're currently doing interviews on Maximum Boxing. We're going to be checking in on that soon.
Part of his strategy.
Chief support, 12 rounds for the WBO Intercontinental Junior Middleweight Championship.
Uh-oh. Fighters are real irritable when they're hungry, guys. They're real irritable.
You don't do that to anyone.
And Jessie had a couple of words to say about that. There's been some animosity there.
He does have psycho killer eyes. Like the charming Hispanic millionaire playboy. But then he'd get the women home and he like to spank them and shit. If he was a movie villain, I'm just saying. If Jessie Vargas played the villain in a Lifetime movie, I'm saying he'd be to play that role well.
quickly, one thing that you're looking forward to most with that fight at 154.
Oh, I want to see how Jessie handles the weight. Let's not forget this is his first time at 154.
I don't like him at 154, man.
Within him. We've seen him in many battles, so this is the opportunity for him to show off his skill at 154.
It might be a body shot, bro. I see Jessie doing a funny dance and then getting stopped.
So we'll see how he handles that type of punishment.
The crowd coming alive here as these two weigh in. And we have Todd Grisham downstairs checking in with both fighters.
I appreciate that, Justin. I am here with El Beefo himself, Liam Smith. What was being said there during the stare down?
Maybe it's a fight I'm gonna fuck you up. I can't remember the last person he did.
He's coming up in weight class. You feel like he's not really ready for your division, but yet he's promising.
I was watching that Gacy documentary earlier. I'm gonna finish it after Ozark.
I'll show that and I'll be the first to stop Jessie.
A pretty rambunctious atmosphere here. How excited are you to fight at Madison Square Garden with Katie Taylor?
I'm very excited, I'm privileged and honoured to be on a card with two superstars in boxing and to come in like chief supporter there at that main event. I'm honoured and I'm looking forward to their fight also.
And you've been very open this week about if you don't live up to your own expectations, this may be your last fight. What are your headspace right now? What are you thinking as you make that?
I told you, it's a retirement fight for one of these fighters.
The final time for me, I'll show you what I've done in the gym. I'll show you my fire in my belly still burns and I'll answer Jessie's questions for that.
All right, well, good luck to you.
Thank you. Thanks, John.
All right, Liam Smith, El Beefo, merchandise available now, known as Beefy, and here comes his opponent, who's still jabber John with Liam.
Yeah, so remember, basically, these fighters be hungry as fuck and real irritable. So that's what that be. They be pissed.
Jesse, why are you so
I had a run-in with an irritable, hungry Keith Thurman. I thought he was going to beat me up.
I'm really tired of it. So every time he smiles at me, he's going to smile. He's going to look at me. He's going to want to keep coming. And he's going to say he's not hurting. But believe me, it hurts. When a fighter smiles at you, when you're hitting him in the face, believe me.
Look, crazy eyes.
And I know it's going to hurt him. It's going to hurt him in the first round, in the second round, and all the way down until I knock him out.
Jesse, I've never seen you quite like this, but you feel like you've found a new lease on your career, that you found power that you didn't know you had before. Where did it come from?
Why he looking at Todd like that, bro?
It came from a hard training.
Todd ain't do nothing.
With my brother there, my father, who's my coach. We've had a fantastic training camp, and I hope that everybody here enjoys the fight Saturday night. And if everybody's tuned in, I've always been the quiet one. But then again, when someone wants to disrespect you, you stand up for what you believe in. And I demand respect, and that's the reason why I'm ready to knock this guy out. I've never said it before in my career, but this fight, this one I will focus on.
All right, good luck to you. Jesse, everybody, fighting here tomorrow night, Madison Square Garden, Jessie Vargas versus Liam Smith. We go back to David Diamante.
Gracias por el apoyo.
Jessie Vargas and Liam Smith.
Yeah, those crazy eyes. So let's go check out the resumes real quick. Liam Smith, 33-1 with 17 KOs. He's been in some quality fights. Ant Fowler, this was a very close, very entertaining fight, and that was pretty much a career fight for both of them. But Ant Fowler is back. But basically, Liam Smith's fights lately have been career fights. The Carbano fight, a lot of people felt he should have won. Sam Egington, that was somewhat of a significant fight on domestic level. Jaime Munguia beat him up for 12 rounds. The two Liam Williams fights, those are some wins right there. If you're into UK boxing, was some quality wins for him. Of course, the Canelo fight, Canelo body shot, had him rolling around on the ground and shit. He's a solid fighter, very tough, very rugged, and he's got some power. He's not the type of fighter you want he's not a middle of the ring fighter. He's like, listen, if you don't move around, you don't want to be in front of him. Jessie Vargas, however, 29-3-2 with 11 KOs. Mikey Garcia dropped him at 147. Mikey Garcia's only really credible win at 147 pounds. Humberto Soto, okay, yeah, I remember that. They were going life and death. A draw with Tomas Delorme. A lot of people felt he beat Adrian Broner? I don't remember. But anybody who's got some punch output can beat Adrian Broner. All you got to do is just outpunch him and he shell up. The Manny Pacquiao fight, that was on pay-per-view. stopped Saddam Ali. I don't really remember how the Timothy Bradley fight went. I got to go watch that over again someday. Antonio DeMarco, quality win. He's been in some pretty he's been in some quality fights. But I just don't trust him at 154 pounds, especially after the layoff he's been on. Pretty much what's that, 26 months? And then before that, he was on a layoff. You know, and, you know, beating Humberto Soto don't really, you know, do nothing, you know, for you, in my opinion. Let's go check out the other fight on this card. And then we're going to move over and listen to the interviews. Maximum Boxing just went off. We're going to listen to the interviews from Shakur Stevenson and Oscar Valdez as they talk to Max Kellerman. So you have an undisputed fight taking place between Franchon Cruz Dezurn and Elin Cederroos. This is at 168 pounds. If you don't remember, both Cruz Dezurn and Clarissa Shields made their debuts against each other, or had their debuts against each other. Let's go check this out.
And now to the scale, Elin Cederroos. 167.8, 167.8 for Cederroos. And now to the scale, please welcome Franchon Cruz Dezurn.
Yeah, she better make sure that shit don't get pulled out this time. She was smart to have it braided. Y'all remember that debacle?
166.8 for Cruz Dezurn.
Remember her coach snatched her wig off in between rounds? And it was a sew-in too? She hits hard too. She's got some power with her.
Cederroos coming in looking very big, very athletic, and you have Franchon Cruz Dezurn. A stiff matchup here, and she's looking to put on a show.
Oh, yes. The diva knows exactly how to bring a show to the palestra, and she's going to
He ripped that shit right up on her head, bro.
In the ring, for sure.
He's like, get that fucking shit off her fucking head. He's like,
Matchroom Boxing live on DAZN, Madison Square Garden.
She braided that fro hawk this time, though. Cederroos fought Alicia Napoleon on the undercard of Clarissa Shields versus Ivana Habazin. Remember Clarissa Shields' cousin or some shit had punched Habazin coach, put him in the hospital? It was that event. After it was rescheduled. And pretty much since then, Clarissa Shields has been having some issues with Showtime. So yeah, that is the undercard right there for Katie Taylor versus Amanda Serrano. I am going to be covering these fights. So I'm going to have a post-fight video for, obviously, Cruz Dezurn versus Cederroos, Jessie Vargas, Liam Smith, Katie Taylor, Amanda Serrano. Wild card, I may or may not cover Austin Williams, Emma Williams versus Cordell Booker. I may not cover that, but I'm definitely doing at least these three. And then we're going to be live after the event. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to open up my cable here. I hope my fucking computer don't crash. So basically I updated, as I was telling people, what is going on with my chat? I had updated my computer couple over the last like several weeks or so, about 3-4 weeks. And now, as you can see, my setup is pretty flawless and all that, if I do say so myself. So now I have my cable directly integrated into my setup. So now I have to worry about, I can buy pay-per-views and don't have to worry about, buying through Fox or Fight.tv or some shit. Hold on, give me a minute. Sorry about that. I guess I should have opened this up before. Man, here we are. All right, let's go check this out. Take your time out. Like the video, subscribe. The weigh-in versus for Valdez versus Stevenson was a part of Maximum Boxing episode. So obviously I can't show this because that's copyright. You know, that's definitely copyright. I can show the weigh-in through Top Rank, but not through ESPN. And really, I only can show bits and pieces if it's going to be through ESPN because that's not fair use. And we don't want to bite the hand that feeds us, you know? So let me take care of this real quick. Take your time out. Like, oh, they're going to make me fucking fast forward the whole shit. Basically, we already watched the weigh-in here. In fact, let me pull up the weigh-in first for you while I'm doing all this fast forwarding here. Oh, what is this? That shouldn't be open. All right, hold on. Give me 1 minute. Take your time out. Like the video, subscribe, and T-Street Controversy with Fight View 360. Give me 1 minute. Yeah, I can use anything on Twitter, but no, I'm opening up the Valdez and Stevenson did their post weigh-in interviews on Max on Boxing. So that episode just ended at 5:30. It's 5:37. So I'm pulling that up on my DVR and fast forwarding to when they did the interviews. So in the meantime, here's the weigh-in.
Vegas, Nevada. This is boxing. This is Top Rank. Presented by Hall of Fame boxing promoter Mr. Bob Arum. Sponsored by Boost Mobile. Power is money. And Top Gun Maverick. Starring Tom Cruise, only in theaters May 27th. It's scheduled for 12 rounds for the WBO, WBC, Ring Magazine Junior Lightweight Championships of the World. Here he is, presented in association with Antonio Leonard Promotions, the 2016 Olympic silver medalist,
it was
the
the case,
world champion, the reigning defending WBO.
All right, so we're gonna watch the weigh-in for those who didn't get a chance to see it. This is on the Top Rank on the Top Rank YouTube page. I'll put it in the chat if you want, you know, to share it around or whatever. And on my DVR here, Oscar Valdez and Shakur Stevenson talk to Max Kellerman. So let's watch this first, and then we'll listen to what they had to say. By the way, yeah, thanks for watching, and please like the video, subscribe.
Champion of the world, representing Brick City, Newark, New Jersey, Shakur Stevenson.
Steady, both guys.
He made weight, but this was a little scary. I was like, hold up, you know? I am hungry.
For the WBO champ, Shakur Stevenson, 130. He is the 2-weight world champion. He is the reigning defending WBC champion of the world. From Nogales, Sonora, Mexico, Oscar Valdez.
Nah, Tank done at 130. That belt going.
129.6 for Valdez. 129.6.
I'm gonna do a video on that on the Tank versus our really undercard tomorrow, and my MTK video is coming tomorrow as well. I owe that. You know, I've been doing that story. That MTK story just keeps getting better and better for media, but worse and worse for who's all involved. Did y'all hear about Coogan possibly being banned? Obviously the founder of IFL being banned from traveling to the States. We're gonna go listen to the post weigh-in interviews from Max Kellerman on Max on Boxing. You know what I was thinking about yesterday? It's like you guys can be, you're like upstanding people and shit in like society, like plumbers, you know, law accountants, teachers, nurse practitioners, you know, sanitation workers and shit, government officials, and y'all get on here under these usernames and y'all just descend into animals. You know, you guys, some of you guys are some real lowdowns, porn degenerates. But you know, if that's what's make you happy, you know, if that's what makes you happy, y'all just be saying anything. I'd be like, my God, this is why I don't read the chat. This is why I don't read the chat.
Weighed in at 130. Valdez a little under.
Let's listen to this.
Oscar, Shakur, welcome. Thank you for talking to me. You're with me now. Shakur, you have said, I'm going to show the world why Oscar has been ducking me. Yo, he's fighting you now. Why have you said that he's been ducking you?
I say he's been ducking me because I feel like he was ducking me. But we here now. Fight tomorrow. Duck talk over. It's time to fight.
Oscar, what do you say when you hear that you were ducking?
Well, it was never the case, you know, and when, like we said before, you know, the fight was made when it was supposed to be made. Right now, we're both two-time world champions. The fans want to see it, and I owe myself
that
to
don't
the
make
fans.
it any better, Nugatus.
Wanted to see it. I'm here now to give them what they want.
Oscar, you said that you've taken it personally, that that your boxing brethren believed Shakur's claim. When you say that, you mean other fighters around the sport, fight fans? What do you mean by that?
No, this fight is just personal for the fact that, you know, every fight for me is very important, and the fact that people were thinking that I was scared of fighting anybody, it just turned personal to me because I've never feared any fighter out there. I've been fighting inside and outside the ring ever since I was a little kid, and I would never be afraid of fighting nobody. So I'm here now, and I'm just excited to step in the ring April 30th.
Shakur, obviously, you know, it's not the toughest fighter who wins, but it's the smartest, toughest fighter, right, who wins, and no one doubts your boxing skills. Oscar can box, obviously, if you've watched the Burchelt fight, but most boxing observers believe that to win, he's going to have to test your toughness. How do you respond to that Oscar will test your toughness?
I'm prepared for whatever he brings. I trained 8 weeks. I'm in shape, and whatever he want to bring, he could bring. I'm ready. I can't wait for this fight tomorrow, and I'm ready to show out.
Is that something that you're looking forward to, getting in the ring with the best professional fighter you have yet met to see what level you can take yourself to? Or do you view Oscar Valdez as just another opponent?
We never know till we get in the ring. You never know how good Oscar is until you get in the ring with him. You don't know how good a fighter is until you get in the ring with him. So we'll see tomorrow.
Are you hoping, obviously you're both hoping for sensational performances, are you hoping to stop Oscar Valdez to make a statement?
If he make a mistake, I'm going to capitalize on it. So if the fight got to go 12 rounds, it got to go 12 rounds. If he make a mistake, just don't be surprised if I get him out of there too.
If you what to?
If I get him out of there.
If you get him out of there. And Oscar, from your point of view, usually you are a boxer puncher, and Shakur is seen as more of a pure boxer. Usually in those kind of matchups, the feeling is the boxer puncher is going to have to hurt the boxer. Is that how you?
I interviewed Jay Prince like 4 years ago about Shakur Stevenson.
Every time I step in the ring, I always promise my fans that I will never promise anybody a knockout.
He's the manager.
What I will promise always is every time I step in the ring, I will leave everything inside there. My heart, my guts, my sweat, my everything. I will always leave it inside the ring. So that's what I'm planning to do. You know, we know Shakur Stevenson is a tough fighter. We know he's a great fighter, but I rise with the competition as well, and that's what we plan to do.
Is this redemption for you in some way, coming off a sensational career-best performance against Burchelt? You're on top of the world. And then what you've been through since that fight, do you see this fight as possible redemption for you in boxing circles?
Absolutely. Absolutely, but I'm extremely focused on what I have in front of me. What was done in the past, including the Burchelt fight, including the Contesal fight, and all the other fights that I've had that were great, you know, that's in the past. Right now, I'm very focused on the main object for this fight.
Shakur, I saw you guys staring each other down the other day, and you said you got to crack the code. What does that mean?
I mean, he got to go in there and crack a code. I feel like he never been in there with a fighter like me. It's a code he got to crack. He got to be able to crack the defense, the offense, the skill set of Shakur Stevenson. And we're going to see if he can do it tomorrow.
Tim Bradley and I have been talking, Shakur, about what a fight like this can mean for either one of you guys should you win. In Tim Bradley's case against Devin Alexander, a fight similar in the sense that two undefeated fighters fighting to see who the guy was at 140 back then. But Tim Bradley didn't emerge a star from that fight, really, or a superstar, because the fight itself wasn't that exciting. Devin Alexander didn't really fight the way people were hoping. On the other hand, Floyd Mayweather in this weight division, and Diego Corrales linked up to unify the titles 21 years ago, and Floyd emerged a star because of his sensational performance. I'll start with you, Shakur. What do you have to do to be a superstar when this fight is over?
Perform how I performed my last fight and the fights previous to that. I feel like if I look like me and have fun, I'm going to become a superstar. I feel like I'm going to stay myself and be natural, be Shakur, box, hit, don't get hit, and that's my game plan, and I can't wait to execute it.
Oscar, what about you?
Well, for me, like I said before, we know Shakur's is a tough fighter. He's a two-time world champion. So obviously, me winning this fight will definitely put me in a closer position that I've always dreamed of, is to be on the top list of pound for pound and being a list of being recognized as one of the great Mexican fighters. So definitely winning this will put me in a higher step. So I'm very excited for this. This is my moment, and I'm ready for whatever.
Oscar Valdez, Shakur Stevenson, thank you for joining me. Thank you for fighting each other. These are the kind of fights that boxing needs. Two top undefeated fighters stepping in there to see who the very best in the world is. Can't wait to see this thing tomorrow night. Thanks, guys.
We've all been there. All of a sudden.
All right. So I have Shakur Stevenson. But I do believe this is going to, in a lot of people's minds, and it should be the toughest fight of his career. However, I'm not confident that Shakur Stevenson will dominate. Something in my gut is telling me he's going to get cracked. And then, he's going to pull out his nice, shiny new bike. But I do, fights are not supposed to be easy. And if you're comparing him to Floyd Mayweather, Mayweather didn't have a lot of easy fights. And, he was in tough fights, where he really had to shine. And this is supposed to be that passing of the torch fight for Shakur Stevenson. For example, look at a guy like Devin Haney. Devin Haney was supposed to really shine against Yorkis Gamboa. He was supposed to put a boot in his ass. He was supposed to really shine against Jorge Linares. He's supposed to put a boot in his ass, but then he got cracked. He was supposed to really shine against Jojo Diaz. This is that fight for Shakur Stevenson where it's like, okay, listen, classic Mexican pressure fighting power puncher with a high KO percentage, undefeated, versus the classic mover, boxer, highly skilled African-American fighter. He's supposed to shine. Now, a lot of people feel that Shakur Stevenson is going to box and play keep away. After all, he doesn't have really the most alluring knockout percentage, even though, we see that he can do it. Well, my issue with Shakur Stevenson sometimes is, you always wanted him to really step on the gas. You see what I'm saying? You always wanted him to really go that extra gear, but some fighters aren't like that. But overall skill-wise, dude is good. Looking at the resume, this Jeremiah Nakathila fight has aged. It's going to age pretty well. I mean, look what he did to Miguel Burchell. But the only real notable fights he's had, and remember, he's only 24. So, this is the type of fight that, if it was on other promotional outlets, they would have made this shit pay-per-view. So, and that's why the undercard is pretty lackluster. So, Jamel Herring, okay. Jeremiah Nakathila, quality wins. Joet Gonzalez, quality wins. Christopher Diaz, so that's 4 nice, solid, quality wins. This is a 2-division champion. 126 and now 130. 30-0 with 23 KOs, 31 years old. Robinson Contecow. You could say, when I first heard about that fight, first thing I was seeing was people was like, yo, this is an underrated good fight. Valdez could possibly lose. And a lot of people may feel that he have lost that fight. You see what I'm saying? But either way, You know, that's a big ass, that fight left a big ass question mark around him. Miguel Berchelt, going into that fight, weren't a lot of people like, yo, Miguel Berchelt was considered somewhat of a boogeyman. You know, but Valdez starched him, you know, and starched him bad. You know, I remember his girl being ringside and just looking at him just sleep. Let me see if I can pull up that image real quick. It was pretty iconic. Like, he was just laying there and his girl. Here, let me see. Let me see if I can just pull it up real quick. Valdez, Berchelt. I'll never forget that picture. Let me see if I can find it. Like, he was knocked the fuck out. I thought it would be like right here. Look, he looked ass up, face down. He was fucked up. I'm looking for the picture where you had like his girl like screaming in the ring. Like, what the fuck? Get up. Get up from there. Can't find it. But anyway, overall, going back to you know, quality fights for him, Contecal, Miguel Berchelt, Scott Quigg broke his jaws, Savania, Miguel Mariaga, Shakur Stevenson was supposed to fight him a couple of years ago before the country shut down, like literally the week the country shut down. Gradievich, Chris Ovalos, you know, quality wins. He's the more seasoned fighter, you know, and he's got the Canelo camp. You see what I'm saying? But overall, I just think that Shakur should be worried about the win. Even if he's got a stick and move, I don't think he wants, I understand fighters want to put on a show. That would be extra. But in this case, unify those titles. But also, the goal is they want to make him a star. This is supposed to be the fight that he's supposed to really, really shine. Looking at the division, you have Kenichi Ogawa, who's the IBF champion. He's supposed to be taking on Joe Cordina June 14th or so. Now, that fight right there is a fight that can happen. Cordina, a Matchroom fighter. Ogawa's been fighting over at Matchroom as well. Matchroom have been known to work with Top Rank most recently. The last fight they did together was, well, Fury versus White. That was a purse bid situation, you know, but Mick Conlon fighting Lee Wood, getting knocked out. So even though that was a purse bids too, still, nonetheless, we've seen them, even without purse bids, work together. So, you know, we can possibly see the winner of Valdez Stevenson take on Kenichi Ogawa next. If they don't take on Ogawa next, then they got to fight this dude right here, Archie Sharp, who nobody wants to see. No disrespect to Archie Sharp. He's been talking shit, you know, trying to get his name in the mix. But he is the mandatory for the winner. The winner has to fight him unless they go the unification route. 21-0 with 9 KOs. You know, they call him the sharpshooter. I've seen him fight, but I can't say, you know, that I can really tell you, you know, like his real style. But I'm going to tell you right now from what I've seen, you know, I don't see him being able to beat Shakur Stevenson. Roger Gutierrez was supposed to fight Chris Colbert, but didn't Gutierrez come down with COVID or something? And that was a purse bid fight. Hector Garcia ended up being a late step in and defeated Chris Colbert, beating pretty bad. And now we have to see what's going to go on with Gutierrez, who's a Golden Boy fighter, by the way. And Golden Boy and Top Rank have also worked together in the past. So this is basically what I'm saying is, this is a division that can definitely have an undisputed champion by, I'm going to say, no later than this time next year. You know, if the winner of Valdez Stevenson goes on to fight Kenichi Ogawa, if he beats Joe Cordina, let's say it's April right now, the end of April. Let's say sometime in September, August, September, November, we can see a 3-belt unification. And what's going on? Have we heard anything about a rematch clause between Valdez and Stevenson? Ronans, I don't know if Matchroom can send Ogawa over the Top Ring after what happened with Haney. And you're right, they probably want Ogawa to fight Joe Cordina. Yeah, but you know, you got to think, though, we haven't seen anything yet, though. You know, I mean, we haven't seen them not work together. I mean, yeah, the Haney thing is kind of ugly. You know, because it's like, damn, he just, you know, went, you know, but I don't think that would have anything to do with it, really, my personal opinion. But at the same time, what the winner going to do? You're going to fight Archie Sharp? Or you're going to collect these 2 belts and then move up to 135? Where you're in a long line right there at 135 to get a title shot. You see what I'm saying? Because 135 is stacked up. The mandatory is already set. Kambosos and Haney are already in 2-fight deals. So that this year is already sewn up. So, you know, it's in the fighters, unless they're having some significant weight issues, it's in the best interest of Valdez and Stevenson to stay at 130 pounds. Now they have to try to get, you know, Ogawa or Cordina, you know, and, you know, the Eddie Hearn matchroom top ring thing, that does have some relevance, but I think that it can be done. Or they got to fight Archie Sharp. So you can't go from having this momentum against Stevenson Valdez down to Archie Sharp. No disrespect to him. Unless that's like the absolute last option. You know, it's like, listen, we wanted to keep our belts. We couldn't do anything. And Archie Sharp also is a pro bellum fighter, by the way. So top ranking Bob Arum has pretty much went on the record to say he doesn't want to work with them because of their links to Daniel Kinahan, the alleged drug boxing kingpin. With that being said, I'm going to go get some dinner and start getting ready for tomorrow because we got a long, busy day in boxing. Luckily, if you don't know, both of the cards, I got to fix my chat on screen. I don't know what's going on with that. Luckily, tomorrow, these cards will not overlap. Shakur Stevenson and Oscar Valdez, that card starts at 10 p.m. Eastern. Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano are supposed to make their ring walks at 10:15 p.m. Eastern. It's going to be a 7:30 p.m. Eastern start time for that card. So you'll be able to watch and enjoy both cards. Now, this, we haven't talked about the undercard. The undercard is going to feature Top Rank on ESPN. The main fights on the main broadcast is going to feature Nico Ali Walsh versus Alejandro Ibarra. That's going to open up the broadcast. By the time that fight's over, and they do all the father-son shit with Mark Kriegel and Muhammad Ali and all the Nico Ali Walsh filter, by the time that fight's over, Katie Taylor and Serrano's going to be over. And then they're going to have Keyshawn Davis. He is the co-feature or chief supporter on the undercard, taking on the Esteban Sanchez. And then the main event, Oscar Valdez versus Shakur Stevenson. So overall, the undercard, I'm going to rate the undercard a C-. The card itself, because of Valdez Stevenson, I'm going to rate it a B, B+. The main event is an A. So I'm just, you know, grade it what you want. That's your opinion. You can grade it whatever you want. But me personally, these, you know, the Keyshawn Davis fight is not leading to no ranking. It's not leading to anything. It's a showcase fight. Nico Ali is a showcase fight. They're prospects. You know, so that all the money is at the top of the card. Makes sense because we're getting it on, you know, regular ESPN, not pay-per-view. You know, makes sense. But nonetheless, we're going to be here tomorrow. You can expect me to be doing videos, post-fight videos on Valdez Stevenson, obviously. And then 3 fights on this card: Vargas Smith, Dezurn, Cederroos, Taylor, Serrano, maybe Austin Williams versus Cordell Booker. That's for ranking. You know, and I may cover Keyshawn Davis, Esteban Sanchez. Then after all of the fights are over, we're going to be here doing a live stream about an hour or so to cover the post-fight press conference for both of the fights. So it's going to be busy. Take your time out, like the video, subscribe. I'm going to go get me some dinner, go walk the dog, and start doing food prep. I'm making a whole bunch of chicken wings in the air fryer. And yeah, we're going to be covering some boxing, man. Thanks for watching. Follow me on Twitter at T-Street Controversy. The links to my social media are down below in the description box. Also here, I'm going to put the links to my social media in the chat. All right, there's my social media right there. Also, what was I going to say? Oh, yeah, the WBC app, powered by the Vive Network. They have an exclusive interview from Mike Tyson on there. You want to check out the links is down below for Roku, Apple, Android, right down below in the description box. So I'm going to see you guys tomorrow. I may put out 2 more videos. Me and Big J got to do a video on Jake Paul versus Sonny Bill Williams. Also, I want to do a video on the, I got 2 videos that I am doing before the fights tomorrow. The Tank Davis versus Rolly Romero undercard has been set with Iris Lindy Lara versus Gary Spikel Sullivan. Yes, you heard that correctly. And then I want to do a video on MTK and how that shit's just all falling apart. Take your time out. Please like the video, subscribe. See you guys later on. Thanks for watching.